Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad. Like, subscribe, and share my YouTube video on all your social media platforms, on your Facebook Reels, your TikTok Reels, and your stories. All right? The name of this YouTube video is called Muslims New Covenant. There are 3,004,326 different religions. However, there are only 26 major religions. And all the other religions are subsets of the 26 major religions, all right? Every religion teaches you how to live a holy life. Every religion teaches that there will one day be peace on earth. Every religion teaches that a Messiah will come and he will bring peace on earth. If every religion teaches precept on precept on precept on precept, every religion says precept on precept. If every religion teaches precept on precept and states that there be one more precept, then that means that this Messiah that's coming is coming with one more precept to bring all these religions together. Another name for the word precept is New Covenant. All right? In the book of Jeremiah 31:31, it says, my prophet will come with a new covenant. Malachi chapter 3 says, my prophet will come with a new covenant. All right? Boom. Now let's go here. Every religion that started a new religion used some of the pre-existing religion, traditions, and beliefs. Every religion that started a new religion used some of the old religion traditions and beliefs, all right? Example, when the pagans and the Christians in the year 325 AD were about to go to war together, this Constantine the Great, he was the king of Rome. What he did is he merged the pagan religion and the Christianity together, and it came to be called Catholicism, all right? The reason that's hard, the reason why every religion uses some of the old religion, new beliefs is because it's too hard for a person's brain concept to stop doing everything of their old religion to the new religion. So it's easier to just precept on precept, all right? So now, I say that to say this. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. In the ancient days, he had all Muslims facing towards Israel, all right? And there's a reason behind that. It wasn't until the Jews and the Muslims started having beef with each other that the Prophet Muhammad got message from the angel Gabriel to start facing towards the Kaaba. And the reason why the angel had him facing towards the Kaaba is because all the other religions were already facing towards the sun. And so it made it very easy for these other religions to join Islam and become Muslim because they were already facing the sun. All right? So now let's get into this. Ezekiel chapter 47 states that the river flowing from the temple of God on the mountain of God will come from the temple of God, and it will flow all the way through Mount Olive. And on both sides of this river will be the tree of life. And the mountain of God is where? It's in Israel. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 8 says, there will be a river flowing from the temple of God that is on the mountain of God, and on both sides of the river will be the tree of life. Revelations chapter 22, verse 1 says there will be a river of life flowing from the temple of God on the mountain of God all the way to Mount Olives. And on both sides of this river will be the tree of life. Enoch chapter 32 says the mountain of God where the garden of righteousness is at will have tree of life on both sides of the river. It's 100 Bible verses that says the holy mountain of God is in Israel. And the most holiest place where the most holy garden is at is where the temple is built. on top of that mountain. And this is why you can't see it. This is the reason why you can't see where the Garden of Eden is at, is because after the flood, what happened was, at one time, it's called Pangea. All of Earth was connected as one. After the flood, all the Earth split into 7 different continents. There goes that number 7 again. And as that happened, the Garden of Eden was hidden by a big mountain. All right. Genesis chapter 28, verse 10. Jacob has a dream. And in his dream, while he's sitting on the mountain of God on top of the Garden of Eden, he sees angels going up and down staircases. And he said, this is none other but the house of God. And he said, I'll put a rock here, and on this rock I will build the temple of God. 2 Chronicles verse 6 says, when King Solomon built the temple on the mountain of God, the holy mountain of God, God consecrated that temple. And he said, any person who prays towards this temple, God will hear the prayer. 1 Kings chapter 8. God consecrates the temple and says, anyone who prays facing this temple, towards this temple, I will hear their prayer and I will answer their prayer. All right. If you have a satellite and you look under, if you use a satellite from outer space and you use satellite dish, you can look under the mountain of God and you will see water that's under there that's flowing through the mountain of olives. This is true facts. Just use a satellite, you can find out, see if I'm lying. All right. Now hold on one second. If everyone on this whole earth was to face Israel, Israel's the only place on this whole earth that if everyone on the whole earth faced at the same time and prayed at the same time, we could all be in unison praying to God. All right. Okay. Now, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, God says he was angry at the priests that was in the temple of God, worshiping Tasma, facing the sun, because their backs were towards God. If your back is facing away from Israel, your back is facing the opposite direction of God's throne. It says in the Bible, God's throne is in heaven. His footstool is in the Garden of Eden. Now, I'm Muslim. So now when I say this, I worship Allah. And anyone who prays Allah, you're praying to God. God knows this, but he wants us all to face towards his throne. All right. The only reason why we stop facing towards his throne is because the pagans would not join Islam if they had to pray facing a different direction in the ancient days. You understand? And this is why the Prophet Muhammad understood that. So this is why he had all of us facing towards the Kaaba. And it was more easier for the pagans to join. All right. So now, this concludes Muslims' New Covenant, Part 1. I want you also to know that I am Ethiopian. My ancestors are from Eritrea, Ethiopia. All right? And if you know the stories, the Prophet Muhammad and his descendants went through Eritrea, Ethiopia, and built a temple there. I'm part Arabic and a part Ethiopian. Also have the bloodline of the Jewish community from the King David, direct descendant. And I can't wait to get to Mecca to take my blood test so y'all can prove that I am from the Quraysh tribe. All right. Also, I have a big forehead and a big nose. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 13 says, he will be a poor and wise youth, and he will come home from prison, and he will become the king. It just so happens my birthday is April 13th. That's all right. It says in the Bible, the ram is the shepherd. Aries is the symbolically for the ram. All right. Well, this concludes this. Oh, this concludes this Muslims New Covenant Part 1.